Hey everybody, Jill here. Welcome. It is our Wednesday Q&A session in our group for women 40 plus looking to make some amazing changes in your health and fitness and feel good and feel energized and confident and strong. And I know you've got a lot of questions all the time about why you're not seeing the results that you want, and I'm here with all of the answers. I promise you, I've tossed a bunch of links into the post here so that you can get and start on everything that I talk about today. Now, for those of you who are new to my Empowered Fitness community, welcome. It's nice to have you. Let me know if you're here live or on the replay. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm ready to get started in addressing some issues here. So I took a sampling of about 20 of you ladies, and I have all of your information here as to what's holding you back, what you want to achieve, and what specific questions are coming up for you that you want answers to. And so I'm going to do that right now for you. So let's take a look and get the general consensus as to what's going on with you ladies, okay? And I know this actually, even though it's only 20 of the like 3,000 to 5,000 that are in here, I know this represents the majority of you. As I was inputting these values, I was like, oh yeah, everybody's dealing with the same stuff and you're all alike. And so this is an opportunity for us to see that we're all on the same bus here. And that's because I deal with a certain demographic of women. I help women over 40 going through some hormonal changes, not understanding how the game changes when you get to this stage in life, but guess what, it does. And just providing a ton of clarity, answers, accountability, love, support, and lifelong tools and education that will help you know exactly what to do and what you've been doing wrong. Okay, so let's go through the list of people. We've got the things that are holding you back from getting results in your fitness, nutrition, and weight loss. Number one, I see motivation. I see consistency. April says hormones, wine, and stress. Well, the wine and the stress is absolutely going to drive the hormones, which if they're already raging, it's going to get worse, right? With wine and stress. Let's see. Cindy says, me, truthfully. I start going good with exercise, then stop, and then want to eat ice cream. So number one, eating ice cream is not a bad thing. I do it almost every night. It's really not that awful. I take a couple bites while I'm giving my kids their ice cream. They love ice cream. We have like 6 gallons in our freezer. There's nothing wrong with ice cream, but you got to be doing the work if you're going to be eating this stuff, okay? And you have to have gotten to a point in your journey as well where you know what you can tolerate and you know what doesn't really work, okay? So for me, it's not eating like an entire bowl of ice cream. And even when my family goes out for ice cream, I always order it. We go to Cold Stone. It's my favorite. And my husband's favorite became my favorite because I was always taking bites of his instead of wanting to eat my own. We like apple pie a la Cold Stone. And my family wants to go there every single Friday. So what I do is I do get it because I'm not going to deprive myself of anything. I'm going to enjoy it all, but I don't eat it all in a sitting. I eat it over the course of 4 or 5 days just to get that bite, just to get that satisfaction. And therefore it doesn't really affect me. It's not too much dairy. It's not too many calories. It's not too much fat. It's just the right amount to make me happy. Okay. Let's see. Ramona says time. We've got Wendy who says nutrition. Jen says time. Cynthia says motivation. Diane says menopause. Sherry says motivation and time. So you got both of them. We've got Mila, I am an emotional eater. We've got Anne who says time for nutrition planning is holding her back. And we've got Renee who says motivation and diet. So I'm hearing a couple common themes, right? Time. We're all busy, believe me. I have my entire day time blocked, right? Every minute of the day. And I'm still hoping that my dogs can make it until 5 o'clock before I got to walk them. But if not, we'll find 5 minutes to do so. You know, so time, knowledge on nutrition seems to be an issue, right? Knowing how much of what you can tolerate and what you can't. I like the emotional eating. And I saw motivation a few times too. So with the motivation, that is not a good excuse with me, because if you're new here, that is an okay excuse because you may not know already. But for those of you who've been around a while, you know that every single Monday I drop a video on motivation, and I put them all in a guide in our guides section in our group. And therefore, you have probably hours of Motivation Monday that you can watch to learn all the different ways that you can get motivated. And a big part of that too is, number one, start immersing yourself in that stuff. So binge watch all that motivation stuff. Number two is taking action on all the things I say to take action on. That's super motivating when you start taking action, because the action is going to get you moving along in the journey. And then the last thing for motivation is get on a freaking call with me and we'll do some, motivation pep talk live, you and me. And then I'll hold you accountable, right? So that's super easy stuff to get you going. What's going to help is getting some results. So I'm going to give you one way to get motivated within the next week, and that's exactly what I'll be doing. Is I'm going to be running the Triplethreat challenge and you can participate. So I'll be doing 3 workouts next week. That's all I have on my calendar is 3 15-minute workouts. I'll be doing them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 a.m. live. You can join me live or you can join me on the replay. They'll be up until the 14th. And so you can do that with me. That's next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We're going to do 2 prep days on Monday and Tuesday. And then what I'm going to be adding on, and you have the opportunity to add on too, is the 5-day Kickstart Cleanse. That is a meal plan, shopping list, and recipes that when you get it now, prep over the weekend, and start with me on Monday and see it through Monday through Friday, you're going to lose about 5 pounds next week. That's motivating, right? That's what my clients say. It's super motivating. And the really big thing too that's going to help you, for those of you who are struggling with hormones, is that it's going to help you with all of those menopausal symptoms that are giving you a hard time right now. So I want to tell you about Wendy. Maybe I can pull up what she wrote the other day, because I had it on my phone, but let's go to our group, my Success Squad. So Wendy was one of my newest clients. I signed 2 up, one up yesterday and one up today. So she's no longer my newest client. She's a week old, and that's old now. So Wendy signed up a week ago. She did my Kickstart Cleanse. She did the 3 workouts that you guys and I are going to do next week. So she's just one step ahead of you. And she checked in on our wins of the week post. And that's what I'm trying to find. Here it is. Happy Easter. Share your wins of the week. Okay, so Wendy commented on the wins of the week post, and I am simply going to read you what she wrote. It's really long. She says, "This week was full of wins for me. Number 1, I completed the 5-day Kickstart Cleanse with no cheats. Number 2, I lost 4.3 pounds. Number 3, I had more energy. Number 4, I felt more in control of my life. Number 5, I had the best sleep in 1 week than I have had in the last year. No night sweats. Hallelujah." She says, "Honestly, this week was pretty transformational for me. I spoke with Jill last Saturday, signed up that day, and started the Empowered Fitness Mastery Program on Monday. Over the past year, I've been struggling through perimenopause and was so confused about what to do. So I was doing nothing and doing all the things I knew were not right for me. Wine every night. Where are we? Skipping meals, junk food, the list goes on. This week, I felt I had more of an understanding of what was going on with my body through all the program videos and posts. Have the right workouts to follow, and knowing how to handle my nutrition has been golden. I can't believe I've been struggling all this time and doing it alone. Oh, and did I say no night sweats? Yay! See? So that happened for Wendy in 1 week, and that can happen for you as well in 1 week. But all you got to do is you got to sign up, right? So you have the links now for the Triplethreat Challenge, which is what Wendy did, and you have the link for the 5-day Kickstart Cleanse, which is what Wendy did. So you can get the same results and be super excited. Now she's already moved on to the next thing. I think I saw earlier it said that Wendy's completed 10 workouts since she signed up last Saturday, right? It's amazing. So, okay, so we've got that. All right, let's move on. Let's see what everybody wants to achieve here. We've got Colleen, who says she wants to lose 30 pounds and get energized. We've got Andrea who says she wants to gain muscle and definition. Amanda wants to lose 40 pounds. April says, I'm super fit, but I need to lose weight. Cindy says, to lose 20 pounds and tone up. I have fat knees and they disgust me. Okay. Ramona says she wants to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Wendy wants to get down to 160. Jennifer wants to lose 25 to 40 pounds. Cynthia says she wants to lose 25 pounds. Diane just wants to lose weight. Let's see. Sherry says she wants to lose 20 pounds. Nani says she wants to lose weight. Mila says to have a better relationship with food and to lose 10 pounds and gain muscles. Anne says to lose weight. And Renee says to get down to 125. So common theme, lose between 15 and 40 pounds and to tone up, gain muscle definition, and feel energized. You can achieve all these things. You could lose 25 pounds in the next 3 months with me, but not if you don't join me. Okay, let's get on to some questions here, okay? Andrea asks, how do I firm my legs? Andrea, I would love to know, because you stated that consistency is your biggest problem, that you want to gain muscle and definition, and obviously you want to do it in your legs. How often are you working your legs? How many days a week? For how long? Because if it's once a week, then that may not be enough. And if it's once in a while, then that's definitely not enough. I was looking through some of my programs the other day to decide which one I want to do next after the Triplethreat and Kickstart Cleanse. And some of the ones that stuck out to me are the ones that have 2 leg days, right? So a lot of my programs just have 1 leg day, but some of them I started building to include 2 leg days. One's a pure leg day and one's a booty day, right? And then I have another program that I built that uses a fitness step, and that is like all legs. It's got like little cardio legs. It's got, leg days, lower body days. And so you got to be working it, right? So if I want a particular result, then that's what I focus on. I remember when I was preparing for my bikini competitions, and I was focusing a lot of time on my abs because that was the area that I really wanted to tone up. And so I was working them every day, and I was working them in some tough ways. And on top of that, I was lifting really heavy, which also engages your abs. And I got that ripped six pack, and so whatever it is that you want to achieve is what you've got to be focused on. Okay, so it means that you have to work them, and you also are going to have to work them progressively. So I remember a time when, let's say it was probably around 2006, probably around 2006. I remember because I was in my little 600 square foot apartment. I was 24 years old, and that was probably around when I got engaged. And I think so. Got engaged at 24, married at 26. And so I wanted to get fit for my wedding, right? And so I was doing all these exercise videos in my little 600 square foot apartment. I was doing the same videos like every day. And I had one set of weights. They were 4 pounds. And I got nowhere except I got bad knees. My knees were aching so badly. And I went to the doctor. He said, you were doing too many lunges and squats and, you're not getting anywhere, are you, except for some pain? And I was like, yeah. And so what I realize now as a fitness professional is that I was not progressively working. I was not working smart. I was trying to do these things like leg day every day, but I wasn't using more than these little 4 pound weights, and I was doing the same exact movement and motion every day. So if you think you know a couple moves and like you go on the one machine with the, leg press thing every day and you think you're going to get somewhere, that's not comprehensive enough. You've got to work muscles in many different ways from many different angles, and you've got to progressively make it harder for yourself as you start to build that muscle. So having a program is going to be really important, and then having consistency is really important. Okay, that was the long answer to a very short question of how do I firm my legs. Andrea, get in touch if you need any more help, okay? April wants to know, Am I missing something nutritionally? I feel like I do things correctly, but I just gain weight. Now, she had said that she is super fit, she needs to lose weight, and then it's hormones, wine, and stress that's hurting her. Well, I think the wine and stress could be really hurting you, and so it could be nutrition. We'd have to take a look at what you're eating, and that's something that I love to do. So when I have calls, if you hop on my schedule, and do a game plan call with me, one of the things that I will do with you is I'll go through what you eat in a day. And I generally can pinpoint some red flags. I generally will ask people if they're undereating or overeating, and most people will say they're undereating. And so that can be causing you, harm. You got to eat the right amount. You can't undereat, you can't overeat. And then the wine, every day, if that's a thing, that's going to definitely, especially if you're having it while you're eating, that's going to be a problem. And then stress is something that you will have to control if your fat gain and your reason why you're struggling to lose weight is hormonal. I'd also love to know, April, when you say you are super fit, what does that mean, and how much exercise are you doing, and are you possibly overdoing it with exercise to the point where your body, not only is your brain stressed out, but your body is now stressed out too. So we have to make sure that your fitness and your nutrition are in alignment and that they match the stage of life that you're in and your goals. Okay? So that's worth a call with me to go over an individualized plan, right? Okay. Cindy says, how can I achieve maximum results without getting rid of foods that I like? Now, she was the one who had asked about the ice cream, wanting to eat ice cream. So I would never get rid of foods that I like. I eat all the foods that I like. You just have to understand that certain things have to come in the right time, in the right proportions, and that whatever you do, I'd say 80 to 85% of the time is going to dictate who you are and what you look like and what you feel like. So if you want to eat things that you like on occasion, that's totally fine. It shouldn't affect you. You do have to earn it. You got to build up. You got to learn what your body can handle and what it can't. But anytime you start giving up things that you love, that becomes a miserable journey. And you don't sustain results by being miserable on the journey. If you didn't like how you got from point A to point B, you're going right back to point A as soon as you're done with this awful technique or, whatever your approach is that you're working through right now. So what we have to do is we have to find a way to make this work, to see change while enjoying the process, and then you'll get really great results. Yeah, it's about having a plan. So Cindy's saying, how can I achieve maximum results without getting rid of the foods that she likes? So you may have to cut back on certain things, certainly not eliminate, but you're going to have to also know what your framework is to get you those great results. And that could be a learning process, and because it's not the same for everybody. So sometimes we have to tweak things as we go. But that's the great thing about having a coach help you, is it's not like, here's your one way of doing things, go do it. And when it doesn't work for you, it's like game over. We have to be refining the process for you as an individual. Okay? All right. Ramona wants to know, how can I lose belly fat? Well, so belly fat is the same. Unless you're gaining fat in your belly area because of hormones, fat is fat. And when you gain fat, we generally gain fat everywhere. So that is generally going to be, I'm saying generally, is going to be a matter of nutrition and honing in on your nutrition. Sometimes it's not just the nutrition. If it's driven by hormones, that's also going to be stress and exercise, movement, sleep, and several other factors that we have to, mindset, right? That we have to bring all together, okay? So that's, all that stuff is really well handled and explained in my menopausal metabolism reboot. So if you need to get in there, Ramona, that might be a really great place for you to start and start learning and understanding what's happening, okay? Jennifer says, I eat a fairly healthy diet, but still can't lose weight. So it's possible that you're one of the undereaters, Jennifer, and that your metabolism is just getting really slow. It's possible that you're not getting enough exercise or the right exercise. It's possible that your sleep and stress are affecting your weight loss. And so sometimes no matter how perfect we are with nutrition and fitness, if the rest of the things are not in place, sleep, recovery, stress, then we're not going to see change. So there's a lot more to this journey than just what I eat and the exercise I do. And that's a lot of that is also explained in the Menopausal Metabolism Reboot, or I can explain it to you on a call with us together, okay? Let's see, Cynthia, how can I succeed at this and stay on track? This is one of those things where you gotta love the journey. If you love the journey, then you are gonna wanna show up every day. I'm telling you, at the end of that first week, Wendy couldn't wait for her new workouts. Wendy can't wait for like showing up and she's checking in daily and she's, eating all the foods and she's so excited by the recipes and she's so excited to show up and do hard things every day. If you love it, if you have the right match of a trainer and a program and you really enjoyed the journey, which is what I try to make sure that my clients do, then you are going to have no problem staying on track. And I think also it's really important that you switch things up. So anything done forever is going to get boring and you're not going to see the results anymore. So that's one big thing, is you got to make sure that you are changing things up and enjoying the process and seeing new results and making it harder for yourself and continuing to challenge yourself. Okay? All right. Let's see. Next question. I just want to make sure that I was in the right place too. Okay. Diane wants to lose menopause belly. That's going to all be in my Menopausal Metabolism Reboot and have a lot to do with what I already just talked about. Having the right combo of fitness, nutrition, sometimes just getting that Kickstart Cleanse to get things going, and then having a better understanding of what you need to do at this time of life. You can either book a call with me or let me know you want to get into the Menopausal Reboot and we can get you into that too, okay? Let me actually drop the link in the chat here for the Menopausal Reboot because I don't think I put it in the video here. So, Menopausal Metabolism Reboot. It's really meant to help regulate blood sugar for about 30 days. All right. Programs. JewelryFitness.com/menopause. Okay. That's in the comments there now. Okay, so let's go back to questions. We got a couple minutes left. Belly fat, same thing. How do I eat healthy as a lifestyle? I'm an emotional eater. That was Mila. She wants to have a better relationship with food. So this is a lot about her relationship with food. That's something I actually do teach. So one of the aspects of my Empowered Fitness Mastery program, and I also have a little break off just nutrition coaching piece to that too, is one of the frameworks I teach is mindful nutrition or intuitive eating. So learning your body, repairing your relationship with food, eating to fuel, right? Not eating out of hunger. Well, we want to eat out of hunger. Not eating out of habit, not eating out of fear of missing out. Like you're afraid that this food's never going to be around anymore, so you got to eat it all. That's what happens to me every time I make banana bread. I just keep eating it until it's gone, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, this is my favorite thing ever. And so learning to have a better relationship with food, being able to say no to things, being able to make good choices, not seeing food as something that is going to harm you or make you feel uncomfortable, bloated, fat, whatever it is that you're thinking, right? And really seeing it as the fuel that it is meant to be, and also having enough of it so that you can gain the muscles that you want to gain. I think also with that is going to be learning how to handle emotions differently than eating. Okay, so that would be, Mila, you'd be great as a candidate in my Empowered Fitness Mastery program for the 3 months, or even doing a nutrition coaching trial, which is 3 45-minute calls. And that's a really great way for us to teach you. And then you go and do, and we come back and we review, and then you go and do again, and then we come back and review again. and then we can see from there how you're doing. But that's the framework that I would choose to teach you in that time. Okay, Anne wants to know, do I have to track macros? No, you don't have to track macros. Maybe only 2 of my clients right now are tracking macros, and the rest are not. And that's why I think it's really important in my program. I don't say, here's the one way to get our results, because I don't like to stick to one thing for very long. I think it's great to have multiple tools. And I think that everybody's different. So if you go and look for a program, I know another program out there that is purely macros, and I think a lot of people fail because they sign up thinking like, this woman's telling me that macros is the answer. And then they get in, they're like, I hate tracking macros. And so they either stop doing it or they lose a lot of weight, and then they say, I can't sustain this forever, and then they gain the weight right back. So instead, I do have a program for macros because I hate macros. So I created a program myself called Foods for Fat Loss to make macros more simple. So those of my clients who like macros, I've taught them my way. That's a lot easier than just putting your stuff into MyFitnessPal. But I also teach many other frameworks, such as my menopausal nutrition, portion control, mindful eating, and that way we have different tools and that you can still get amazing results without having to track macros. All right, Renee asks how to stop the... I did not write the entire question down. So I'm sorry, Renee. I'm going to have to help you the next time because I can't get to what you wrote on my phone. How to stop the, do we want to guess what the rest of the question is? I'm not sure. But she said motivation and diet are holding her back. And so maybe it has something to do with nutrition. I'm not sure. Sorry, Renee. Okay. I got... caught up with the IRS this morning. I couldn't get them on the phone. They kept transferring me to the wrong departments, and then somebody transferred me to a department that doesn't exist anymore, so I gave up. Anyways, I got 3 more minutes and 1 more question, okay? So let's do this last question. Lynn asks, she's not asking a question. Oh, the question's at the end, but this is very long. She says, I tried Optavia and lost 20 pounds, but gained it right back. The food got expensive. Will I gain the weight right back every time I try? Ugh, that's awful. I know how you feel, because anytime I tried something that was not sustainable or that I didn't enjoy, like macros or Atkins or any other thing where I had to order food or whatever it was, as soon as I stopped doing the thing, it came right back. And I'll tell you, this is what happens for most diets. And especially with a program like Optavia, I am very familiar with it. I've never done it, but I've been around people very close to me who've done it, including a coworker, a family member, and it's always the same. And I see this a lot. Number 1, the food is complete crap. They make you order their stuff, and I've inspected the packages. They are full of soy and potato starch and all kinds of processed powdered stuff. That's not real food. And so if you're trying to get nourished by that and eat something that's 100 calories for your lunch, the whole point of the program is to starve the people at the beginning so that they lose a ton of weight. It's not really meant for healthy people. It's for people who are so obese that it's better for them to starve themselves to lose weight than to have the effects of being so overweight and have the, plaque and fat around their organs kill them. But it's not a long-term program, and I don't think that the people who are coaching you and selling you are going to tell you that because they're making money off of you. And so they're not going to tell you that this is a very short-term fix until you are healthy enough to live without it and learn a healthy way. So you will always lose a lot of weight when you restrict your calories so severely, right, at the beginning. But eventually what happens is you plateau and your body catches up and your body gets really smart and says, oh my God, this person is not eating enough. We better hold on to all the fat in case they never eat again. And so it holds on to the fat. And then you see this point in time where you were dropping, and then you level off, and then you start increasing because the body has slowed down the metabolism so much. And they're seeing the same thing now with the Wegovy and the Ozempic and the other weight loss drugs, is they are having a plateau effect. And I was reading recently that that's been around 18 months, that all of a sudden the weight loss stops, and then the person can't do anything about it because they're on this drug that makes them lose their appetite completely. So they're just starving to death. They're losing nutrients, they're losing bone mass, they're losing muscle mass, and that stuff all weighs weight. So I'd rather you be heavier than lose all of your muscle and bone and become a brittle nothingness, right? And be completely undernourished. And so all these things have this same effect, that you are going to lose weight quickly by starving yourself almost to death, and then you're going to find that the body is going to stop losing weight, and it's going to slow down the metabolism to the point where you're basically breaking it. And then when you go off of the weight loss drugs, or when you go off of this crazy low-calorie diet, yes, it's all going to come back, and you're going to be devastated by it. Your body is going to be in shock, and it's going to be even harder to take it off. So I don't think that these are good programs to be on. In addition to that, the side effects of all these things are awful. I had an email come through earlier saying, if you are a weight loss drug person and you've seen all these ill side effects, you might be eligible for, to be part of this lawsuit, and one thing I noticed with one of my coworkers who was on the Optavia food, before they changed their name and tried to make it so nobody knew who they were, when it was MetaFast, I mean, she was so gassy all day, and you could hear it, and you could smell it, and she was like, and she and I were close, so I knew she was uncomfortable because of what this fake food is going to do to you. And and so I've seen that in more than one person on that food stuffs, not real food. Anyways, yes, you're probably going to gain back the weight if you do anything that severe. That is not sustainable forever, and that is not sustainable forever. Your body will fight against it. It's the same thing that you'll see with the keto diet and other things that eliminate food groups completely. So what you want for long-term sustainability is to do something that's balanced, that you love, that you don't have to cut out any foods, that you understand and that you enjoy, and that works for you. And all we have to do is we just have to tweak things as we go. And you're going to see that it's long-term, sustainable, amazing results that not only help you lose the weight, but you're also going to be able to gain muscle, maintain muscle mass, maintain bone mass, and maintain your energy, because that's huge too. If you're starving yourself, you're going to be exhausted, and that's not a fun life, right? So we want an all-around fantastic life, which is going to come from being well-rounded and well-fed and happy in your life. Okay? Thank you for joining me for Q&A Wednesday, and I will see you again soon. Make sure you sign up for all the stuff and join me. I'll be doing all the stuff too, and I look forward to it. Okay? Let me know you were here and watched. Bye!